You're gonna have to give me a crash course and stuff.
Ooh, thought it's gonna be hard while I'm also trying to figure out ret.
I thought you were heals.
No, they asked me to swap. I need a second to change my UI.
Okay. Well, let me know if you want a crash course on ret.
We've already done that. It's remembering which buttons are which you can't help with.
I still have a semi-functional priority queue if it's useful, but you'd have to like fix all the labels.
I'm not sure which aura to run.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. There's 3 paladins in the group.
Okay.
Run Retribution aura if you have it. I'm running Devotion. The other ones don't really matter.
I'll change it in a second. I just need to actually like make sure that buttons are on my bars.
I need to pick up powers. Huh? Right? Sure.
Theoretically.
I have 2 powers. Did I want more than that?
There should be 4. They seem to have cleared trash in a very unusual pattern. Or maybe I just ignored the first power. Oh, I got summoned past the first power, that's why. Alright, that makes sense.
What news?
Alright, got my 4 powers. Can I just head straight to the middle and then walk around the boss to rejoin the raid? Or is that,
Yeah, you can walk around. You can walk around the boss. Like, stay as close to the edges as you can, but you can definitely do it.
I assume they're talking on voice chat, so I poked them to ask if they wanted us to join their Discord.
I mean, they might all just be pugs. They might not have a Discord at all.
They did claim this was a guild run, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I do see a number of Skullbane. Not that many Skullbane. A fair bit of Skullbane. The tank and one of the healers is Skullbane, so there's a bunch of the DPS. Almost all the DPS. Yeah, so they they had almost everything they needed. Time for me to reread the dungeon. Okay. Tank swap on crushed armor. Go through the gap in the mist. Is there anything else? There's some chains. Oh, 10% we lose our powers. Do we dodge chains, or do we like eat them with the right people?
Eat them with the right people.
Okay. It's weird not having permissions to use marks.
I have this Shield of Vengeance thing on my bars, but it doesn't seem to be a oh boy, that's not good. I'm gonna get stuck in here. I'm gonna try not to get aggro.
Sorry, Shield of Vengeance. It's a defensive?
It doesn't appear to be a talent, and I can't find it in my spellbook, so I don't understand how it's on my bars.
You checked both the prot and ret. Sorry, the generic and the ret trees? Or pages in your book? It would be in the ret page.
I think it used to be a talent.
It is now a talent. It might have been left out. So it used to be baseline. So it's possible that it was on your bar from when you had it baseline, and now you have talented out of it, which doesn't remove it from your bars.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. And when I search for Vengeance, it only shows me the first 3, and there are 3 more, so that's why I wasn't able to find it.
I think if you search for Shield of Vengeance, it should do the right thing.
Yeah. Okay, I'm talented into Divine Protection instead. Cool. That explains it. Are we fighting or running? Why does this keep happening?
Hugs keep randomly pulling, and
3, 2, taunt boss.
tank/leader runs out, so we're not fighting.
Watch your step. Taunt boss. 1.
I particularly hate pugging the Tarragrue, and I always forget this because it takes longer for one person to get powers than it does to kill the boss. And yet they'll just keep adding one person, and then 3 minutes later, as soon as they've got their powers, they add another person who has to get powers. And as soon as they've got their power, and it just goes on forever.
Help search.
This tower shall be your eternal torment.
Well, they just lost a healer. Maybe you can go back holy. Because it was a healer that rage pulled.
Oh, I got feared during my cooldowns. That was really very unfortunate.
Giving you a total immunity.
Watch your step.
I should probably have used it. Honestly, it's better to have more healers just for that.
Defensive. Absolute.
Oh my god. Who was that? Goabus is running around in circles with the fear circle. This is not gonna be fun.
I have spent a significant amount of time feared.
Oh my god.
Tuned boss.
Anyone getting the sparks?
I got one.
Defensive. Watch your step. Tuned boss. Defensive. Absolute. Tuned boss.
There's something that's stunning me.
Yeah, when you get stunned, I think the other tank is supposed to take aggro.
Right, but like a 15-second stun going into the mist phase.
I don't think people were taking their chains where they were supposed to. Oh, no, oh, going into the mist phase. Yeah, I don't know. But this group is like terrible.
Absolute.
Secure the area. Fortify our perimeter. Lady Proudmoore, we could use your expertise.
Of course, High Lord. The Terragru's essence is still tethered to its master. We can use that connection to open the way into the fortress above.
The jailer will unleash all his fury upon us. We must not falter. Prepare yourselves. The Sanctum of Domination awaits. Ebonblade, secure the portal. We will draw their main forces to us. Champions, find a way to thwart the Jailer's plan.
Is there any mechanism to prevent you from winning both copies of an identical loot?
Not that I know of.
That's so weird.
I have no idea what the rules are.
I'm just killing trash unless you tell me I shouldn't be.
Nope, that's what you should be doing. Oh, that's weird. All the trash is gray. Are these like claimed for Alliance or something?
I don't know.
I got kicked. That's why.
Why?
Because my DPS was low. I don't know. They messaged me. I'll read it. But you should leave. Oh, he says it was a misclick.
Well, if they get you back in here, then I won't leave. You should be proud of me. I remembered on the Tarragu that Divine Shield is also a taunt now.
Oh, cool.
So I got to survive 5 more seconds
Almost to the end of the fight.
The green heal zone delay is kind of trippy. It's like not quite long enough to react and get in. But there is a delay. You know what I mean?
I'm trying really hard to fix my gear. I can't hear words right now. Okay, what were you saying?
I already forgot. Oh, the green healer evoker zone is like just enough of a delay that I guess it's not instantaneous healing, but it's short enough delay that it's hard to react to get in if you're not already there.
Yeah. It's nice that it's not a cast bar though.
That's true. Yeah, I was comparing it to like Prayer of Healing. prepared healing is a 2-second wind up and then heals about the same area and about the same number of people and so on. Just that the cast bar is out there in the world instead of forcing you to stand still. So in that sense, it's just a better button than what Priest has. I mean, it's probably tuned slightly different, so it's not directly comparable, but like, seems pretty similar. Oh no, the eye of the jailer is upon us.
You are not ready to face me.
Alright, tank swap on Deathlink. Stand out of the bad. Keep the eyes away from each other? Are there more than one eye?
There will be 2. You'll be assigned either to left or right. They'll be basically, they'll spawn kind of near where the chains, where you jump on the chains.
Ah, those, yeah. Okay.
And then you want to keep those basically 1 on each side, and we try to DPS them evenly, although it's not as important on normal to keep them even. And the more you mitigate Deathlink, the less raid damage it does, unless that's only a mechanic on higher difficulties. It's a mechanic on some difficulty.
No, they put all the DPS on the odd side. Oh, no, they're doing 1, 2 left, 3, 4 right, sure.
1, 2 left, 3, 4 right. Okay, cool. I wonder if there's like a range on my beacon of light. Healed whenever paladin heals a nearby ally. Nearby to me or nearby to the beacon?
Unclear. Time to find out. Do you have double beacons or no?
Not right now. I do love double beacons in Mythic Plus, but for raid, there's other stuff that is harder hitting.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Twinned force.
share pain or don't share pain?
They don't share health.
No, like puddles. The rings around.
Oh, keep them out at the edges, the puddles, when you get spreading misery. Because they leave a permanent puddle. And tank near the edges if you can, so that other people tend to leave their puddles in the right.
Right, ours is dead. Wow, they brought theirs all the way over to the door. They're like, we can totally just chain back and forth if we need. And then they stood as far as possible away from each other.
Defensive. Torn close.
Yeah, we don't even have to do the games.
Run out. Run out. Defensive. Torn boss.
I thought we were gonna kill the boss before the beam got to me.
Aw, I res you.
It was pretty close.
I wonder if I'm standing close enough to res you. I'm having a hard time telling from the map where your body is. Did I get you? Yeah. I'm surprised that it says I haven't collected the appearance of Gorm's Lost Chew Toy because I've definitely had a Gorm's Lost Chew Toy before. Maybe just not
Do you not have
the same level of difficulty.
Yep, they're different colors, right?
Yeah, that might be it.
Is this a normal mode problem or too much of a mythic to understand?
No, probably just my friends like carried me at first on heroic and then I could do heroic on my own. Or, you know, it just never dropped when I was doing normal. Like it doesn't drop that often. I've never seen two of them in one run. That was weird.
Hunted down the lower level. Spooky.
Well, I mean, if you pull every, at least it'll aggro onto you first. You won't have to gather it up. Plus, there's nothing in here that can hurt you. I mean, the boss is a little bit, like if somebody misses a taunt slot, but that's about it. Alright, so this next boss, when there's a gray shimmery shield, it'll cover about a third to half of the field. You want to pull the boss out of that shield. If they pull you in, run away. If they push you out, run in. Hopefully you won't get the debuff on you that requires you to run out. Theoretically, that should be a healer problem and not a tank problem. Also a DPS problem, like they get it and they're supposed to run out.
I was almost able to save myself from getting punted on this boss. But I have moved where my action button is. I wasn't entirely sure where it was. So there was a very narrow window where I was getting punted over the chain. Possibly clicking would have saved me.
Yeah, I ended up clicking mine too, actually.
Do we want to clear the sides, or are we just going straight down the middle?
I think straight down the middle. There shouldn't be any sides.
In the room we're in right now?
Oh
Trash
yeah, no,
inside?
we just go forward. We go forward. The trash isn't interesting anymore. Perhaps there was a time when people wanted BOEs. Gosh, looting has become very difficult. I had to click 4 or 5 times before it agreed that I had clicked on the sparkles, even though the mouse pointer was changing each time.
This is definitely a problem. I have too much looterang to understand. Although it's been a little bit of a pain while doing primal stuff with my alts, because none of the horde tanks have looterangs.
Yeah.
Like trying to fish the right kind of loot, or trying to click on any corpse in the middle of one of those huge kill piles.
Few enough of my tunes at this point have looterangs that I've just lost the memory of, like the muscle memory. Like I don't even bother pressing that button anymore. Also, like most of the stuff I do is Mythic Plus, so like you're not looting things until the end. Wonder if the looterang works on chests. I've never tried that.
Like boss chests?
Yeah.
I think it doesn't.
Perhaps I did try it and then never was tempted to try it again.
You fight a battle you cannot win.
We will stop you, Sylvanus!
For dragon, a fallen king without a throne. You will answer for your defiance.
Okay, so tank swap on landing strike.
Valkyria, you are bound
And
to
move
me.
out our stuff.
Strike down my foes.
As you command, Dark Lady.
It's really common when Skyja comes down for her to one-shot one of the healers. Like she tends to aggro onto the healers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay away from lines. Infinite. shelter.
Formless masses look like a DPS problem, not a tank problem. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, like, maybe you can get aggro on them.
You're not expected to. They don't seem to be punching people.
These people aren't taking their fragments out.
Absent. Torn purse. None.
That's the big circle we want them not to be in, right?
Yeah. That sort of gray, cloudy one.
I don't think I'm supposed to be taking this much damage.
Nope.
I have 7 and 3 stacks of damage.
Do you want me to taunt?
I've got it. I'm just like super slow and super weak right now. We share this battle.
Yep.
Stay away from lions.
That was a funny time to last.
When everything's under control, we don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Targeting. Absent.
What am I supposed to do with my Fragment of Destiny?
Stand on the other people with fragments of destiny.
Oh, well, they're far away. Can't even identify them.
They have marks, like the marks are supposed to be all on fragments, but they're just like, there we go, got one.
Sure, whatever.
Knights, secure the chamber. The anima used to empower the jailer's forges is being harvested on this floor. Release these souls, champions. Deprive our enemy of his greatest resource.
Aw. Terror Spine has a cast, which we like to interrupt.
Okay. Do we like specking?
That was the one. I wasn't in the room.
Okay.
Like, I was on the stairs trying to get to you guys. I missed the elevator. Oh, but also, my buttons are fucked up. Where my interrupt is supposed to be, I instead have rule of law. Ugh, gross. I hate how they're like, oh, like, you don't have this on your bars. And I'm like, yeah, it's in a macro. Please stop shuffling my bars, thank you. Because it's when I change, right? When I change talent specs, which I do between Raid and Mythic Plus.
I thought they had separate loadouts for that. Brawling?
Yeah, but the loadout doesn't have rule of law on my bars because it's in a macro. So they're like, oh, let me fix that for you. And they put it where my interrupt goes. And I don't actually have an interrupt right now.
Ah, okay. So it's
So they
not,
just
it's not
like
it's filling thing. It's filling gaps. It's not shuffling your bars.
yeah. But I mean, it has the effect of shuffling my bars, right? Because like I would never have put rule of law where my interrupt goes ever. And it made me think that I had an interrupt because like there was something in that spot. And it was on closer inspection that I realized it was not what I thought it was.
Is this a one guy at a time thing, or like pull?
They do a really big knockback. They're very likely to kill people even if you only pull one at a time.
Let's see. What does it look like?
Dark winds. It's a like dark swirls that are almost impossible to tell which direction they're going. That's it. Dark winds. It's going outwards. It hit 2 people, but they didn't go off the edge. There, it's going towards the boss.
Oh, that's not such a bad knockback. As long as you stand basically where you're fine.
Towards the boss, yeah.
Are we fighting this or no?
I assume we're resetting.
Looks like it. So suffering sounds like a thing we want to not take more than one in a row, and also possibly need to point at orbs.
Exactly. Orbs have shields. Once they get hit by suffering, we can kill them. Until they're killed and thrown off the edge by DPS, they do raid damage. So if there are too many orbs, it starts to be a problem.
And there's a knockback from the victim of malevolence.
Malevolence will look like smoke coming out of the person. It's a pretty noticeable effect, and they're supposed to run to the edge and face outwards. And the healers dispel them, and everybody in the group gets knocked back. So for that, you want to stay kind of between the person with the smoke and the center of the room, so that you stay on the platform. I'll try not to dispel them while he's in the middle of casting suffering. That's the biggest problem, is just like dispels that do knockbacks while you're trying to point the suffering cone. It's more of a line. But you can make a lot of mistakes on normal and get away with it. What are the affixes? Chaotic Essence. Okay, that's good. I like that affix for this fight. If it was the Dispel affix, that one is kind of rough on this fight. And the emitter I've seen be a real problem too. I don't know why though, because there aren't any other interrupts in the fight. Usually emitters are a problem when like you're trying to interrupt 6 things at once.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's a big problem on this fight is the one with the little yellow circles you have to stand in. That one honestly is a huge problem on a lot of fights. Like if you dispel it at the wrong time, it's gonna do huge amounts of damage, or people are gonna try to stand in it for the buff and they're gonna die.
But that's not on this fight.
True.
5, 4,
Because we don't have that affix.
2, 1.
We have an orb. So I want not to be near the orb because I'm not tanking.
No, you want to keep the boss on the orb so
No,
that people kill.
I'm not tanking. The other
Oh, I see.
That is the other half. Now my boss.
Somebody's running an orb out.
Target you.
There's no orb for me to be.
Buffering. Nope, there isn't. You're good. All right, follow the malevolence a little bit.
I don't see the malevolence.
Oh, well. I assume you were close to the boss, so.
Target you. Target you. Turned close.
Both tanks got hit by that last suffering, which seems pretty bad.
Do you want me to taunt?
No, I just...
It means that one of you is gonna die. I'll be ready to res when I see a suffering happen.
The sufferings both fell off. We're just fine.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Lucky.
Target you.
Easy, apparently. Yeah, there was just a suffering that got pointed straight through the middle of the group. That was...
Do you need the appearance of that helm? If so, then I will roll greed.
I mean, we can trade it if we decide to, right? Roll for what you need. I'm not particularly excited about Luke shenanigans.
Okay.
If you end up winning something that you're like, oh, do you want this? Then you can always just talk to me and like hand it to me. But like, don't pass on something you might want.
I'm not going to pass on something I might want. It was like, do I roll on it at all if I don't actually need it for me? And if like you needed it,
Then you were gonna do what?
then I was going to roll and try and get it for you.
Well, it's more trouble than I have. This one I vaguely recall having safety dance elements.
True. Chains don't matter to you. There's a time when you want to tank him near the corner for the safety dance, and when ads are coming out, you want to tank him on the ads so that people kill the ads. And there's a taunt swap.
Taunt swap on Ruin Blade, looks like.
Interrupting ads is very, very useful.
Sure.
Shields are fun.
You said tanks don't deal with chains?
Not usually. I mean, if nobody else is doing it, like maybe.
Okay. They definitely have a Discord that they're just not inviting the pugs to.
I mean, I can understand that. Some pugs suck. think if I were gonna do a raid, kind of like the ones we did with the bakery again, I would basically have people who had not done the fights before sit out for the trash and discuss while trash is happening.
Taunt boss. Watch your step.
Oh, yeah, the tank really wanted to keep the boss. I guess he can do that.
Maybe he was trying to position it. For the safety. I don't know, he's taking some damage.
Upset. Watch your step. Upset. Stack line. Target change. Watch your step.
I think Brand of Torment people are supposed to go out of the raid with that.
They want to put it on the ads, and they don't want to put it on the tank, but honestly, it doesn't hurt the tank until maybe heroic or mythic level. DBM is just a little dumb about what makes loud noises and what makes quiet noises. Like, it's... You don't want to like chill in the brand forever, but it's definitely okay to be in it a little bit.
Upset. Stack line. Watch your step. Taunt boss. Watch your step. Upset.
This floor is very holy. 3 piles of consecration in one spot.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the grate over the fire here. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, probably don't want to trip and fall in it. Did you just pop Devotion Arm? Or Aura Mastery?
Yeah.
I figured out why my Aura keeps getting clicked off. It's every time you pop Aura Mastery, Devotion. My weak Aura is like,
Oh, weird.
my weak Aura is like, no, you don't have a Devotion Aura active. Somebody else has a Devotion Aura active. How much more retribution? If I want to be on a horse, I want to be on a horse faster.
I don't think we're going to be on a horse again. I think we're going to be indoors. Well.
The activatable speed boost horse counts as a horse.
Oh, alright. Yeah. Oh, do you know this one?
Not very well. I mean, there's like shit on the floor to dodge, right?
Yep, lots of shit on the floor to dodge. There's going to be a thing, a big circle that goes around you, like really giant, and you need to take that out basically to the very corner. Spikes are going to erupt out of it. 3 rows of spikes near the edge, like basically a cross origin U. And so you don't want those spikes to hit everybody else, so that's why you take it out. But they also take a second to go away, so you want to be careful when you want to charge back in towards the boss. And what else? When the balls start rolling across, they'll start along one edge. It's kind of random which edge they come from. The goal is usually to kill the middle ball so that we can get through. But if you touch those, they'll stun you for a really long time and they could kill you.
Alright. This sounds like the thing I could actually kill somebody with is not bringing the thing out to the edge.
Yep.
Do you think the square is where they want that taken?
Usually. Yeah. Man, I wish I knew how long their explanations were going to be, because my sister got me a calzone, and it would probably only take me a minute to go over there and get it.
do we think the triangle and the skull mean?
I don't know. Skull could be for people with chains, ranged people, and green could be for tanking the boss. Or it could just be to like mark where the center is, so it's easier to find the center ball to kill.
These underlari give us strength. Nobody push around the money no more.
For Quel'Thalas! For the Sunwell!
Five, four, three, two.
So those people with chains, you'll need to watch out when you're trying to take out your axe, because they can bump you. Alright, this is going to be waves of spikes, find the gaps.
Easy enough. So like Windrush, in this context specifically, is delightful.
Oh yeah, it's the best.
There's like so few cases where I want it, but this is one of them.
It's really fantastic on that safety dance we just did too, with the red pizza slices.
And you have to go back
'Cause
and
it-
forth across the same thing.
Yeah, because it lasts for almost exactly the whole dance.
Target change.
Incoming spikes.
Tooling close.
It always freaks me a little bit when he walks like 10 feet before teleporting away. I'm like, I didn't tell you to move. What are you doing?
Come back here. I'm very scary.
Are these spikes even fatal? If I just ate all of them, would it even hurt?
Not for you. Things are hurting our DPS friends though. Like I'm working a lot harder in this phase than I normally do.
Target changed.
They bumped me with their chains.
Yeah. That was the thing I was warning about.
Turns out, horse was still more than sufficient to get there in time.
That's good.
Particularly with Crusader armor. No idea if it made a difference.
For too long, I've had to disguise my true motives, pretend to serve false masters. When all the while, it was I who helped architect Azeroth's end. The hour has come to make you pay for the indignities I suffered at Naxxramas. Now, at long last, you will kneel before Kel'Thuzad.
I feel like Fate Scribe's gonna be the worst.
Actually, it because on normal anybody can do the rings. Usually, you pick basically 3 or 4 people in the size of a group who just do all the rings.
Aberrations are attempting to acquire sepulchre access sites. Guardian, you eradicated.
Oh, there's a knockback here, and that volley kind of hurts. It is interruptible if you can find the right nameplate. Soul Bolt volley, but he's dead now. Do you remember this one?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
Oh man.
Everybody stands behind the boss. You and the other tank stand in front of the boss. You'll get I think you get Sunder on normal and not obliterate. The brown swirly you don't want to put on anybody else. If you get an orange circle around you, you want to put that on a group of people. That one is meteor.
These are all tank mechanics?
Yeah. Yeah. The brown circle and the orange circle only target tanks. He's going to do like a white beam. He picks a random person in the raid to point that at. So usually it won't be pointed at you because everybody's hiding from you. But you don't want to stand in that. And purging protocol is the big one. Basically, it's a very long cast bar, does a whole bunch of damage at the end of the cast bar. We'll probably let that hit us twice, and immediately after the second one goes off, you want to pull him into what we call the batteries, those floating obelisky things, which will turn them into safe zones instead of danger zones. Everybody needs to get in at that point or they die. And he sort of continues doing normal mechanics. There will be bombs that people need to spread out, but the bombs I don't think ever go on the tanks. So yeah, you basically just keep him still, and he'll do the beam while we're in there. And then it'll turn into a brown zone of run out. And that'll be visually obvious. And then we just rinse and repeat.
Okay.
But the Sunder is the tank swap, right? So the brown swirly, as soon as you see it on the other guy, that's when you'll want to taunt.
We're sure the Sunder is a normal mechanic?
Yes, Sunder is absolutely definitely, well, there's going to be a circle around you. I'm pretty sure it's Sunder, because Sunder is definitely the one that they do in LFR. And I think Obliterate only comes online at Heroic. But Obliterate is the orange circle meteor soak.
Okay.
And it basically, like, if it's that one, then there's a more complicated taunt swap, but I'm not going to explain it because I really don't think that you have it. He's saying purple obelisk first.
Purple, blue,
But you
green.
don't. But you don't want to pull the boss into those until after at least one
Until
protocol.
it's time, yeah.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Usually point him towards the back of the room.
I have been letting the other tank go first.
Cool.
Do I stand with him, or not until it's time?
You want to be separated so that you don't get hit by each other's sunders.
Stay away from lines.
That's the beam. That's the sunder.
Defensive.
I did one on each of us, sure.
Okay, this is purging protocol time.
The leader has it, so you can just do what he wants.
Cool.
You said probably 2 and then him.
Usually, yeah.
It ramps up, we can probably take a third.
Yeah, we won't have to though. Alright, there's gonna be a beam that we'll have to dodge at some point. Those bombs hopefully will spread out a little bit. There we go.
Stay away from lines. Defensive.
Somebody better purge that barrier or we're about to take a shit ton of damage.
That's not a thing I can do.
From lines.
Nope. Oh wow. I don't know if it just fell off on its own.
My job in this fight seems completely trivial because the other tank wants to do everything else. Like I take over for one Sunder and he immediately takes the knife. Alright,
That's funny.
all yours.
You get to do damage then. Well, I guess not because you don't want to rip.
Pulling aggro is not a concern. Like, you have to win by a lot, and there's a bunch of reactive threat, so it's just... particularly after like the first swap, because it just keeps ratcheting up, and so the window keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Stay away from lines. Defensive.
That tank trinket, you really, really want. Well, maybe you want it less on the paladin, I forget.
I mean, it's an interesting trinket that I don't have, so I'm of course going to need it.
Shield had avoidance, but it's 278. I wish the sparkles would go away so I would stop running back to click it for my cosmic flux, which I don't even need for anything.
The Cosmic Flux will definitely get sent to you on the mail, right?
Yeah. Oh, that was the good time to repair. Looks like most people are in decent repair, though. No one's really taking damage, I guess. Not a lot of deaths.
Oh shit, I just got a bunch of items. I think I just won all 3 items that I needed off the last boss.
Wow.
I don't know if they were contested, but
Oh, they were. I rolled for them.
nice.
Well, I just rolled for the trinket, I think. The other ones I didn't contest. Yeah, not a lot of plate wearers in the room right now.
I'm gonna try wearing it over the blood spatter scale for a while. Which I was still wearing at 272.
So the thing that's less good about it is you don't really decide when to use it. And the thing that's more good about it is that it's just constantly doing a bunch of healing and damage.
Probably I should stop wearing Codex the first technique. Maybe not. Codex might be okay. I don't actually know how much damage it's doing. 1% of my damage. Fine, whatever.
Oh, I might be mixing up the reactive defense matrix. I forget exactly which one it is. I think there's a cheat death trinket off of Fate Scribe.
I mean, at this point, it almost certainly just doesn't matter because it's all going to be obsolete in like 9 days.
I mean, cheat death is never obsolete.
It absolutely is if it's like, this doesn't work on creatures higher than level 63, which is
True.
a common thing they do. They really, really don't like it when the last expansion's trinkets are still relevant and they find a way to shut them down no matter what. Lately it's just been, this does not work on characters above level X.
I think it's the Weave of Warped Fates, which is a strength trinket. So I'm gonna roll Crot.
Loot spec?
Yeah. Because I think the loot spec you choose, if you say need, I think it does notice if you're needing for not the spec that you have as your current loot spec, which I find kind of irritating. I might be wrong about that. Like, I might just have incorrectly observed what was happening, but I do think it notices what your current loot spec was before
I am
loot
seeing
started
an amount
dropping.
of loot need off spec.
Yeah.
So, for example, the shield and the trinket were both, quote, off spec for me because I have been in ret loot spec for a while fishing for a weapon.
Mm.
I still have a 278 weapon. No, yeah, 278 weapon.
Yeah, my ret weapon is 265. But for this one, you probably want to loot spec prot because, well, I mean, you said the trinket might become moot in a week.
Everything's gonna be moved in a week. So it's like transmog is the only thing that matters at this point. Transmog and mounts and achievements and stuff. No piece of loot I pick up from a normal mode raid is going to change what content I'm capable of doing in the next week. Alright, I feel like I've done this as DPS. I don't know if I've done that as a tank. There's just like a bunch of ads to
It's
go through.
fairly, yeah. I think even the only ad, so you take it out, there's a mechanic that you have to run out for, and then an ad spawns out of you, and probably you should eat the ad because if you, the other thing that you can do, so eating the ad does a bunch of ticking raid damage. Running away from the ad and having it die before it catches you makes it spawn a whole bunch of little ads who have to be interrupted and just are mildly annoying. It's like easier to just heal harder rather than deal with the little ads. Although some people like to funnel. So those people might like it if the little ads spawn. Um, that's the most interesting tank mechanic. The other one is there will be a phase where the rings start spinning, and there are going to be two big ads that spawn at that moment, and you want one tank to get one and one tank to get the other.
Do they have to be kept separately, or you just don't want
No,
them to
you
pile
want
too much damage on one tank?
you don't want the one that spawns far away to aggro onto the DPS, right? So you just want to like pick it up and then
Okay,
bring
so
it back to
so
the
it's
kill
just
pile.
efficiency of pickup. It's not like you have
Yeah,
anything particular to do once you get them back to the kill pile.
yeah. Maybe they didn't invite us to the Discord because it's in Spanish.
Or is it like Portuguese?
Oh, it could be. Yeah, I would probably be able to understand more of it if it were Spanish. Paladins have this fun power. I think it's Blessing of Freedom.
Yep.
If you put that on yourself, you can run into the orbs and they don't hurt you.
They don't hurt? Or they
Yeah.
don't like snare you?
I was crazy skeptical about that, but I think I tried it, and Blessing of Freedom actually makes them not hurt.
Oh.
I was like, surely you mean bubble.
Are you
You're
volunteering
like,
for?
no.
Are you going to volunteer for doing a rune?
It's also nice to have a healer out there. Oh, well, I guess the other healer.
Yeah, we do have 4 healers, so even if 2 are out there doing runes.
Yeah, that should be fine.
What do we think these marks mean?
If there were one on each ring, I would know what they were. But I don't, because there's 2 on 1 ring.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Looks like this is where they want to tank it, maybe? Beams stretch all the way across, so that one is going to hit everybody. I probably should have wore a mastery.
Every guy matters. There doesn't seem to be a tank on this.
Yep. So he ate the ad, I think. No, he's dragging it. He thinks we're going to kill it.
Doesn't look like I got killed.
Special cover.
That was kind of bad timing to eat the ad.
Interrupt 1. Interrupt 1. Interrupt 2.
You claim these orbs are just eatable?
If you Blessing of Freedom.
Neat.
The like smoky circles that slowly rotate around the edges hurt a lot. It's smart to basically move the ads away from those a little bit so that the DPS don't stand in them accidentally.
I want to be able to see more of the map. So when we get close to the edge, the camera swings way down.
Oh yeah,
So like
yeah, I
I
find that
can't
irritating.
usually see those beams.
Try to get out of that.
Now we're just gonna hit it.
Okay. I think they hurt more every time. Like they leave a debuff or something, but I could be wrong about that.
They do.
Turned close. Defensive.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna eat it, you should eat it immediately. Not
I agree very strongly. This is like upsetting me. Like it's screwing up the timing of my cooldowns. And they're basically being ineffective. Come on, bombs, guys.
2, 1. Watch
Okay, hug the beam.
that.
Special cover.
Yeah, he's always doing that just as I need to run out to do rings. It's really upsetting me. Like, just eat the stupid thing early and make life better. Uh-oh, there's one ring that's not getting done. We're gonna need 2 people for it.
Interrupt 2.
Got it.
without hitting the target nearby.
Three, two, one. Fortress.
Alright, I'm just gonna eat the thing immediately.
Okay.
Done.
Special coming. Two, one. Fortress. Twin force. Defensive.
The tank is not on board with this plan.
Special coming.
Just on middle.
When they do that, everybody has to move, and everybody loses DPS, and they get like
Well, they ran out at like the very, very last moment.
right,
Well,
but
it's a pug,
everybody
so
else had
nobody
already
matters.
touched. Yeah.
Two, one. Fortress.
I don't understand why he's not dead yet. There we go.
Possibly can't die while channeling beams.
Maybe.
It's all sorts of stuff you can't die while doing.
I was still top heals, even though I was like running rings most of the time. Good thing they didn't kick me. I am an asset.
Well, it would have cost them a second asset as well.
Thank you. I appreciate the solidarity a lot.
Well, the whole point was to do a raid like together, not to like get into a random pug and then have you kicked after the first boss.
And then reward them for their bad behavior of fearing me repeatedly and then kicking me. Like, I really do feel like they trolled me. Like, I was just running desperately to get away from that panda with their fear circle chasing me 3 times in a row. Same person, 3 times in a row. And then I got hooked because I was desperately trying to escape. I have a feeling I'm not the only person who had some problems there. But I checked, and they're one of the leaders of the group, so that's why it's really common for that to happen. Often the leader couldn't get into a pug, and that's why they're doing their own group. Does shadow unit frames only let you change? Oh no, it would be Plater probably. Because like the names above people always have like their title and their name and their guild. And all I want is their name. Bonus points if it's a different color for their class. Because
You're cutting in and out. You still there?
oh, yeah, I'm here. Maybe I just was like not being careful about push to talk, but like basically the names above people, I would like it to just be their name, not be their name and their title and their guild, so that like it would actually be useful information.
Mm-hmm.
Because like right now, the font is too small to be readable for me.
Alright, I've turned off minions, and that helped a little bit.
I think I've already done that. Like, these wolves don't have names above them, except for the shaman wolf. But like, I just when we're actually in combat, I can't
I have
see.
a fix for you.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I don't know if it works,
Oh.
but we'll have to find out. I don't just run all those, like check what they do.
How does one check what they do?
I mean, like look at them and. Alright, I don't think that actually worked. So maybe don't do that. Oh no, that worked. Unit name, player guild ID 0. Worked. Yeah. Order to in is group 1, 2, 3. I am group 1. Both tanks are going in at the very beginning? Is that a thing that we do?
Tanks never go in.
Okay.
Like what they're saying is confusing. I don't know what they're talking about.
Order to in is group 1.
Usually what you do is you just have melee and one healer go in.
They're sending Maycon, Stabby, Cat, and you are the healers who are assigned to go in. I don't know.
X to doubt. I am so confused. I have no idea what they're talking about. All right, well, I'm just gonna go downstairs every time.
Dan Lannis' comment is not load bearing strategy. It's just responding to the
Nonsense.
previous thing. Yeah. The dungeon journal for this is like unstoppable abominations do a lot of damage. Thanks, journal.
I have a feeling there are some lies going on in party chat here.
I didn't see a tank swap. Oh, there it is.
That's it, yeah.
It wasn't mentioned in the dungeon journal as well.
Oh, it's an important one.
I believe you.
And
It's not in the dungeon journal.
So what's gonna happen when you get hit by it? Your soul gets split into those little pieces, and the pieces need to be killed, and you need to run to them and touch them. Like you don't have to interact with them; just run through them to recollect your souls. Until then, I think you have like no armor or something. It's like real bad. You're very likely to get one shot during that phase.
Kill
That
and
is a
touch.
meteor that we should stack for, but there's nobody in it. Whew. I think I just saved 2 lives there by stacking in that meteor.
I have all my souls back.
There are not enough people down here. It's just me and Stabby Cat.
Stabby Cat is top DPS. That might be enough.
Desert Drake is down here now too.
Shockwave.
Is there something you want us to do?
Not tanks. Yep.
Victory over death is absolute.
Did Macon Full go down there? Was there a reason to hold back on not sending Group 2 immediately? Because there was like a call to like Group 2 go now. How close was it?
Not that close.
Raid leader wants to know if you can go more than once. Alright, looks like groups are going to be refactored so that only Group 2 goes. They're working on it. They're rearranging right now. Stabby Cat is the only one in the raid with more gear than me.
Five, four, three.
Sure, that's timing. Good luck downstairs, team.
Yeah, we're in much better shape this time. Alright, we're good. Coming back up.
It's probably important for the A-bombs to die before the next soul fracture, right?
Yeah, it makes the taunt swap really complicated if you've got to basically taunt like 4 mobs.
I mean, I've got a button for that. I just probably better if I don't have to press it.
Yeah.
Is it important to kill glacial spikes?
They'll expire.
Nothing back. Targeting. Special command.
We're gonna have some charmed dead friends reanimating at some point.
Upside.
2 healers.
Because I can't res anymore. Yeah. So the problem is, like, if you die on this fight, you get resurrected on Team Kel'Thuzad.
That's fun.
And people are taking their meteors in the middle of nowhere, which usually means, like, oh, I'm gonna immune it, right? Which is why I haven't been stacking on them. But you can't actually survive it without an immune by yourself. Alright, we'll have one more downstairs phase.
Nothing back.
I want these A-bombs to die.
Targeting.
Got it.
Boss is still mad at me. It's fine. We're good.
The cold will scatter you.
Upside. Torn force. Special command. Upside. Nothing back. Targeting. Watch your step. Running. Shockwave.
We're gonna get hemmed in by ice over time.
Yep, so we'll just
So-
move.
exactly. Oh, that's the first time I saw somebody do the right thing there.
This is the final phase, right? No more downstairs?
Yeah. No more downstairs.
He probably doesn't do another soul split either, right? Because that would be impossible to resolve.
Yeah, I don't think so.
puzzling cartel dinar.
I feel like you're gonna end up getting rid of that quest.
No, I have a dinar now. I can go. Buy
Oh, I thought you meant the quest for the skip. What's
oh,
it
the
called?
phylactery.
Phylactery
Yeah, I
shard.
also
Yeah.
have one phylactery shard, but that's
The dinar is cool though. You can buy transmog with it. You could buy a better two-handed sword with it.
I will go see what the options are.
Right now or later?
No, later. No, I'm just gonna dip out right now. And be
Hey
like,
guys, I got a dinar.
Champions.
I'll trade a contang.
At last.
It would be a little silly to nope out right before the last boss I need for my
Despite
slime cat.
witnessing the broken cycle of life and death with your own eyes. Still,
That would be hilarious. I would never let you live that down.
I think.
System. What a pity.
There are no more.
All the way back in Wrath of the Lich King days, there was the end boss of each wing. You only got 10 attempts per week on that boss.
Oof. That's mean.
Right? So guilds would like have their B team go in there first and clear the entire raid just to put in 10 practice attempts on the final boss before like the real raid went in there and
A shame
did the
you
real
won't
attempts.
survive to witness our victory.
But I was part of a group where one of our healers
Then come
like got in a fight
and
with one of our other
meet.
healers in like during the pull timer, and
Ooh.
one of them was just like, "Fuck you, I'm leaving," and just hearthed out.
Oh man.
So we were on our second pull of the week, and it's like, all right, now we just need some like random healer who's willing to come in here for no loot and 8 attempts on a wing boss before they get locked out of the rest of the dungeon. Like that's not gonna happen. So it torpedoed
Oof.
our run for the week.
That sucks. We managed to 19-man a couple of Sanctum bosses on Mythic.
But this was like when it was progression, right? Because you would
No, when it was progression for us. Like we hadn't done much of them before, but yeah, like we were really struggling to get enough people.
Figbird is here for head scratches. Good boy. Alright, have I tanked this? I've DPS'd it a few times. I have tanked this at least once, like way back. I think the only remotely complicated thing was like the final phase. There's a time you've got to jump to the other platform, but it's just like when you've got the debuff, go boop somewhere else. Right?
Yep. And I think the tank always gets it first, so the timing is even a little bit easier for the tank than for the DPS.
Fig, I don't believe that my knee is that delicious.
Is he licking it?
Yep. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. Alright. Fig, I will feed you after Sylvanas dies.
But that's gonna take forever.
I have many lucky shoes.
One.
You like.
Very well. Death it is.
3, 2, 1. Special Watch your step. Tuned boss.
Take arrows away, right?
Watch your step.
Yep.
Special coming.
It always seems to me like Sylvanas and the Jailer are part of the same raid, but they're not.
They belong together, conceptually.
I never miss.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Tuned boss.
I always get my mark.
2, 1. Special coming. Phase 2.
I found an add-on for shadowed unit frames that shows absorbs. Crazy useful. Big fan. I need somebody to break my chain. I'm dying here. Okay. Whew.
Oh, and she's like immune to damage during this.
Yeah, she can't take damage here. Yeah. It's all just don't get hit by the Rive. Avoid the swirlies if possible, but don't get hit by the Rive because the Rive one shots.
Spread. Phase 2.
It's a long stun.
Yeah.
It's a cutscene stun. Like they just want to make sure that the cutscene fits.
Well, the stun stops the second everybody skips the cutscene, but usually there's somebody who hasn't seen it before and can't skip it. And so that's why in pugs you almost always end up stunned for the full 30 seconds. Like you do this with your guild and you've all seen it before, that stun ends instantly.
Neat.
DBM automatically skips it.
Something is limiting my magic. Where
So like even if people are like not paying attention, the computer will skip this cutscene for them.
the jailer trying to break out of the mob?
Watch way.
Something else.
All right, there's no rush for this phase, but there will be a rush for later.
Watch way.
Man, I don't know if I've touched one of these waves in like a very long time. That was embarrassing.
Watch way.
Guess I'm used to being able to Spirit Wolf.
Yeah, Paladin is the class of you can't make me go slower, not the class of I want to go faster.
Yeah. I mean, the horse is a really good one. It's just not a thing that you can use all the time.
Watch your step.
Oh. Well baited with that darkness. That's not usually how that works. Usually it hits a whole bunch of people.
Spread.
Belgrand is taking serious damage. I don't know what from.
With me, champions! Jaina needs our strength.
You want to hang back a little bit here, because if adds aggro onto Jaina, she won't make the bridges and we get wiped.
Watch your step.
So when you say hang back, can you be more specific?
If the ads die too fast and we advance and ads spawn behind us, like that one, and it aggroes on Jaina, that's a problem. So we need to like keep looking behind us on that platform we've just left to make sure that there aren't ads.
Okay.
I think we're going slowly enough that it won't be a problem. It's more of a problem when you have people who do like way more DPS than the fight is designed for.
Spread.
Sylvanas means the end to these creatures.
Watch your step.
Heroes, to me! Let's regroup with Jaina.
Interrupt.
We're done with your games, Sylvanas.
You will pay.
This fight seems very nearly one tankable.
Yeah, we've done that. For the last phase especially, it happens more often than people would like to admit.
Watch your step.
Sylvanas! Give Anduin to me!
Spread.
Hold them back a little longer. The portal's nearly open. Hurry!
Phase 3.
I had time to attack Anduin before I was stunned.
I hit Sylvanas with a hammer of judgment before I got stunned.
This is a long final phase, because doesn't she go to like 45%?
Yep.
The other tank has 6 stack or something. Should I be doing something like that?
No. Not a big deal. You do have an arrow on you though.
Sorry, I have an arrow on me.
Maybe not anymore. Somebody had an arrow on them.
Run. Watch your step.
So I go to the next platform when I get my debuff, yeah?
Target
Yep.
you. Target you. Run out.
Going. Anywhere in particular on the next platform?
No.
I always get my mark.
step. Run. Target you.
If I pick up puddles, I can move them, right?
Yep. Let me know when you want me to dispel you, and that'll drop the puddles.
Cleanse me.
Torn force.
There's a lot of shit on here.
Yeah, I maybe reflexively cleansed the other tank. I shouldn't have done that. But his health was going down.
Target you. Watch your step.
I'm cleansable right now. As much as possible, we want to leave behind big stacks on platforms we can depart. Right?
Exactly.
Was that it? We just win?
Yep, we win.
Amazing.
Slime kitty time.
Dramatic orchestral music.
His name is like Jigglesworth or something, right?
Wherever that gateway led, it's been sealed behind him.
We thought the jailer was coming to slay the Arbiter, but he absorbed.
He
her
looks
essence.
better for like gnomes and small things whose legs don't stick out too far.
His all along.
Jailer be damned. He's got Anduin.
Oh hey,
No
I got
matter
some
where he's gone, we will find him.
conduits.
Maybe she knows.
Yes. Sylvana said something before she collapsed, but I couldn't make it out.
My knights will hold her
See a whole lot of
captive
Fate of
in Orient.
Domination going on here.
When she awakens, we can begin the interrogation.
Like people getting the
For now,
Yeah.
achievement.
return to Corvia. Let us hope the Primus can explain the jailer's plan and tell us what must be done to stop him.